Yes. It's uh, uh, it's always sunny in Ohio, right? It's always a problem. There's all kind of major problems going on just a second ago, but it's all good now. Welcome to Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego. With me is my wonderful co-host, Miss Tiffle Bods. What's up with you this week, Tiff?
I just got back from my family's house and I'm going to a concert tonight, so
Okay.
a lot
Okay.
of stuff. What about you?
Uh, well, I went to a boat show as
Oh,
the VIP treatment on Friday. So that's just like an auto show where they, invite most of the time it's like the dealers, like they just try to give away tickets at the preview night. But it was kind of cool, man. They had like all kind of food and shit, and like everything was for free, So that was cool.
I love free.
And then another guy just invited me to come test drive a boat just now, and I'm like, you bastards. Thank you. You could have told me a week ago, and I would have had myself together. And plus, the place is like 2 hours away, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I'm not doing that at the last minute. Anyway, man, has nothing to do with Fans of Patrol. Welcome to Fans of Patrol. We've been having a dynamite little time here. So this week we're doing Ready or Not 2. Here I come. Which we actually said last week, and we had a little plan, and we stuck to the plan. This is
We
shit.
did it.
I know. So we were able to do that. What did we do last week? We did something cool last week.
Oh, Project Hail Mary.
We did Project Hail Mary, and this movie came out last week, and so we said let's do that. Now, what we're gonna do next week? Oh, no.
I think I have a suggestion.
Okay, all right. What's your
So
suggestion?
oh,
Yeah, why
so
not? Let's
Zazie
just play it
Beetz.
on air. We have nothing else.
So we say this, then people are like, so Zazie Beetz is in a new movie called They Will Kill You.
Oh, it might be on streaming by the time we get to it, right? Because hasn't it been there for a little bit of time?
Oh, it just came out like this week on
Oh,
Friday.
okay. Yeah, let's do that then.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I saw the movie poster when I was walking past, and I forgot what it's about. But I was surprised to see her starring in a movie because I don't think I've ever seen her starring
Yeah,
in a
she's been
movie.
in a lot of movies where she's like support cast or
Yeah,
like
always.
co-star. But
Yeah,
like, yeah, I think I just haven't seen them, but this is like,
right. Me too. I've never seen her. She's always just been in a movie looking fine and shit, as she is.
and it
Gorgeous.
looks good. So I'm kind of excited. It's kind of a similar vibe to this movie in some ways.
Oh yeah.
Where like
Uh,
these people are trying to kill her.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, like as far as that's concerned,
Yeah,
and
yeah, 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 yeah.
she's trying to
Oh
escape.
boy. Oh, we got yes, yes. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, Kate.
Let's go. Anyway, man. So yeah, they will kill you. Right.
Yes, they will kill you.
Another movie will be on streaming pretty soon too, and it's not that big of a deal. It's the one movie where the lady is beating the shit out of her boss on a deserted island. I kind of want to
That
see it.
Send Help. That will be
Yeah,
on
yeah,
streaming soon. I bet.
yeah. 'Cause
I
it's been
mean,
out
soon
for a while.
enough because we missed that one. That was like a couple of weeks ago now that came out. My sister did see it. She's on, who's watching us, and she liked it. She said it was really good.
Yeah, they were we were doing Oscar stuff,
Yes, during
and
that time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, man, this week we're doing Ready or Not. We don't have any trailers or any interruptions, so we can jump kind of straight into things. Nothing's bothering me, so for me to rant for 20 minutes.
Rants. It's a no rant Sunday.
Right? Remember No Cussing Sunday?
Yes. Oh my God. As soon as I said no rant Sunday, I was like, remember when we would not try to curse? I don't know. I think actually now I think I can
You
actually do
were
it.
the worst.
I know. I know. Like looking back on it, I have to curse like less just generally at my job, which is you should
So you got
do
you got
that.
it. You got a little bit more control, huh?
Yes. So I'm
Yeah, and
wondering
I'm
if I
I'm a
could
lot
do it.
worse now. I'm a lot worse now.
Trading places. It's our Freaky Friday.
Speaking of that, I got in touch with Smooth, and he's supposed to be trying to come on, maybe even next week. So, because he invented No Cussing Sunday,
Yeah,
which,
yes.
which was it was rough, but it was hilarious. Though. I used to
It
like
was
the little
always
sound
funny when we were
effects
like, because you'd always just forget, like halfway through the show, you'd get so involved in what you were doing that
and
like
the sound effects kept hitting and shit. It was bad. It was. I want to hear some funny shit. Go back and to some of
listen
our
to
old.
some of those no cussing
Woo,
Sundays
they were great.
ones.
They were great.
Oh my God.
So back to the show, man. Ready or Not, here I come too. Was not expecting this, and I remember we talked about this a while ago, and I was all confused. I was like, what wasn't they vampires? He was like, no, they wasn't vampires. They was like a
Devil worshippers.
yeah. And I was like, ah, I remember they was vampires and shit because I remember the sun and shit. Because I was arguing. I just I don't. I think I caved. I hope I caved and I wasn't a jerk and just kept on saying no. They
No,
was
you weren't. You were like, oh, okay. I think you were like, I think that was one of those, as with everyone who's like trying to decide something, where you're like, okay, okay, McCoy. You're like, you're still
allow it,
thinking,
McCoy. Whatever
you're still
you
like, I
say.
think it might be vampires, but I'm willing to say it maybe wasn't because I don't have an accurate recollection.
If you insist, sir.
Okay. I'll believe you for now
That
until I
sounds like
prove
me.
myself right.
Yeah, that's totally sounds like me. So 2026, rated R, 1 hour, 48 minutes. But before we get that deep in this thing, we do have some pre-checks that we do. That we do. So it's been out a week.
Yeah.
It's made 13 million American and 2.8 international, bringing up a grand total of $16,277, and I mean 7,700. So where we at? Thousand. I mean
Yeah. So
60 million, y'all. It made 16 million.
yeah, which it costs 14. So we're not at a success yet. And it came out last week. So the first movie I will say
It
cost,
made its money back, but it didn't do
yeah,
the
like
marketing
they
spend.
say it's
Yeah,
not successful. The
to a
first
doubles.
movie cost $6 million to make
Oh wow,
and made 50 million.
damn. That's why they like we're gonna do another one.
Right. They're like, let's see if we can catch lightning in a bottle again. But I will say that this one has a lot more famous people in it than the first one did. There
Well,
was some famous people in the first one. They're just, this
you're
one
gonna have
has
to show
maybe
me who these famous people
maybe
are.
cost in this movie,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I ain't know
like
nobody.
Sarah Michelle Gellar from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, was that her?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Now that you say, okay. Now that you say, I'm like that was her.
Well, should we? Do you want to tell us what the plot is, and then I'll give you the cast?
Well, I will, but
Oh, we
I
haven't
want
done
to
the
check.
other things. We have
Yeah, I
some other
want to
stuff to
check
do.
the other thing. So you said it made 16. You said it made what? How many million?
It costs 14 to
It
make.
cost 14. It made 16.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least they got the cash back.
Right. It could be worse.
Yeah,
We've seen it be worse.
for me that would be a win. If I made a move, man, I'd be like, oh god, ain't nobody gonna do it.
But we did it. Yeah. See, I'd feel the same. Like if you make your money back, that's kind of in some ways miraculous. But as we've discussed with like higher budget films,
Yeah.
they want it to be, even if it's $100 million, they want that half a billion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want like a exponential.
Because they're greedy bastards. So anyway, if I made $2 million profit, well, it's not profit because they
Profit.
advertise it. I forget. I forget about the marketing spend. Anyway. Moving on. Um, the tomato meter. Uh oh.
Uh-oh.
I didn't set this up, but it's right there. Um, 73%, Tiff. 73%. How about that?
Mm.
73%, and that's only 185 critics though. So
But what about this the audience score?
a whopping 90%.
Dang.
Yeah, and that's over 1,000 people. Damn. Yeah, so regular folks are loving this movie, man. I mean, really, really loving it. Which I'm surprised. So yes, so let's get into the nitty and the gritty. Rated R, 1 hour 48 minutes. Dark comedy, slasher horror, splatter horror, comedy. Really?
Hmm. You didn't think it was funny?
I didn't laugh. Horror thriller. Let's see. So, after surviving one deadly game, Grace and her sister, Faith, must now outrun four rival families competing for the powerful throne. Winner takes all. So that is the plot. Um, is Samara Weaving? Is she connected to Hugo?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Let me look here really quick.
Kind of look like him. You know?
Yes, her uncle is Hugo Weaving.
Okay, all right. I kind of figured that. I was like, she kind of got that Mr. Anderson.
That's wild. I didn't even think about that.
Well, I did. I said weaving. I said,
Yeah, you clocked her. You were like,
is that
that's
his daughter or some shit?
that's that's a relative.
Look,
You said.
especially with that low brow, they that runs in their family. You probably go to family reunion with them. They probably all got that, you know. But anyway, I nailed that one. Yay for me. So who else is in this movie, Tiff?
Okay, so I have gone accidentally into so it is Samara Weaving, like you said.
Yeah,
Catherine Newton is her sister Faith.
I've
Uh,
seen her somewhere before, but I
you
can't
have
pinpoint
you've
it.
seen her in Freaky. Do you remember when we watched Freaky all those years ago, where she gets inhabited by the body of Vince? She's Vince Vaughn. They switch.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
she's in that. She's in
Yeah.
Ant Man and the Wasp.
Oh, she's the
Question
daughter.
mark. She's Cassie. I don't know who Cassie is.
That's the daughter.
And then
That's
she's in
the teenage daughter. When
mm,
she, yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's in Detective Pikachu, which we did watch for this show.
Man,
But
damn,
God, that was a long time
that was
ago.
a long time ago, right? They had
So yeah,
Ryan Reynolds' voice, and they had the kid who we thought was Will Smith's kid, but he's not.
yes,
Yeah,
Justice Smith, because
Justice
we
Smith.
just we don't know things because we don't know shit.
And we just say the shit.
Oh
We don't care, y'all.
my god. uh, uh, hard hitting news and facts only.
Exactly.
So Sarah Michelle Gellar, who we've already previously talked
Now I'm
about.
pissed that I didn't realize it was her. She
um,
seems shorter to me. Like in this movie,
she's small.
she looked really, really short in
She's
this movie.
small.
I never thought she was short. Like when I would see her in Buffy and out in
Well,
well,
that's because everybody else in the Buffy cast is also really
they
short.
are probably all short, a bunch of short people.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
Uh, I mean, if you're in there with Seth Green,
Yeah,
he's a short guy.
yeah.
So Sean Hatosi, that man is not. He's kind of having a resurgence, but he was like in a lot of '90s movies. He was in The Faculty, which is one of my favorite
I
movies.
remember the faculty. He was a gym teacher, right?
No, he's the guy who played Titus, her twin brother. He's one of the kids. He's one of the teens. He's the curly haired one, the football player.
Oh, fuck.
Question.
Okay, so I'm old. Just prove it.
um, then we had David Cronenberg
Yeah, David.
doing a little why. I don't really know why he's here, but he's here. You know, he's the old man that they kill at the. But Elijah Wood, see, there's a famous person. He's in this.
Was. know? Hello.
He's done a lot of stuff. He still gets a
Uh,
lot of work.
yeah, for sure.
Nestor Carbonell,
Yep.
Olivia Chang,
Yep.
Varun Saranga,
Yep.
and then we have Dan Byrne and James or Bernie maybe, and James
Mhm.
Vanderbilt. Um, I will say that I had some really annoying people in my theater, like maybe the most annoying people I've ever had in any theater experience in my whole life.
Oh wow.
They talked the entire time and not just like
Should have challenged him to a duel.
I should have
Like
just
I
been like
told
I
Jeffrey.
just I don't want to turn to them and be like, you be quiet because you should know that you should be quiet in here. And they're like having conversations like just full on like, oh, how was work yesterday?
Go get the
Get a
usher.
coffee and do this shit. And then, but they were also really excited to watch the movie. So like but they did annoying stuff like when Elijah Wood showed up on the screen,
Did you
somebody,
say Elijah Wood when you did the
yeah,
thing?
yeah, I said
Oh,
Elijah Wood, he's famous, and then
I
you
missed.
said not anymore. Like you like said that. What do you mean?
Okay. All right.
So
You know, y'all.
he's like the main devil guy, but like so he shows up on the screen,
Yeah.
and these turds
Start
next to
calling him
me,
Frodo.
yeah, they're like it's Frodo Baggins. I'm like we are
Oh yeah.
watching a
Damn, Tiff.
movie.
Damn. Damn. I couldn't have took it. I
I
couldn't have took it.
I didn't know what to do. I mean, I do know what to do, but like I just didn't. I'm
If
sitting
you
right
don't want
next
to
to them.
confront them, just do the
Yes.
snaky sneak and go get the usher. That's their job. They're coming.
I should have rung the bell and been like, come in here and get them.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Had the
they
little
were
kid
also like,
with freckles come out there telling them, "Excuse me, sir, but you're gonna have to be quiet, please."
Please be quiet. So they're also like every time that something happens in the movie, I don't mind audience participation, like woo or whatever. Like if we're watching a horror movie and stuff like that,
Yeah.
these people were
Over the top.
hooting, hollering,
Really?
just and like laughing, but in a way that like I don't. I
I
was
don't know
like,
what's wrong with people, man. Come on, man. People just don't give a shit about other
I
people. Man.
they
Wow.
were younger, and I think I was like, did you look
Not an
up
excuse.
what it used to be like? You were like, what is going to the movies like on the
Not an
internet?
excuse.
And they're like, when you go to the movies, everyone screams at the screen.
It's not an excuse. Fuck those people. I mean, it's not an excuse. I was watching something today, being the old person that they were. It was something that was on the news, and they were talking about like I guess it's some backlash, internet backlash, fake ass backlash, right? For to me, all that shit is fake. Backlash to my face. Anyway, about dress code at Ruth Chris because like I guess they might have been having a problem and like they don't allow that shit. No, they don't want ball caps. They don't want workout clothes, exposed stuff. and people are losing their mind. And so I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I don't want to look at. I can't stand when I see sweatshirts and shit like at a really nice upscale place. I'm always like, huh, why would you do that? Take your ass to.
You're paying something nice. Put on a
Yeah.
something nice.
Somebody said that if they have cloth napkins, you probably should have not your. You don't have to have on your best clothes, but you
Well,
should
yeah,
have
like I mean, I guess like the napkin shouldn't be made out of a better material than the shirt you're wearing. You know what I'm saying? You're wiping your mouth with that.
And so, like, when I heard that shit, I was just like, yep, that's how I feel. And if that makes me old, I don't want to go places with them people. I don't want to go to the places with them damn people, man. With them, if you don't know how to act in certain places, I don't want to be there with you,
But
man.
also, like, why do you want to be there if it's not like if the scene, like if it's not like you're like if you want to wear the sweats, you can go to like Applebee's and other sports
Ah,
places.
there you go.
Like, why do you want to? Like, it's not like there's nowhere for you to go.
Well, people pay their money and shit, right? And they feel like if they're coming to a restaurant, they almost act like they own it, when they're there.
Yeah.
I'm paying my money. The hell with you. Same for those people. Why would y'all do that, man? Why your mama ain't teach you nothing? Why would you interrupt other people like you're more important? Like I don't know.
Here's
Anyway,
the thing. I don't want to. I mean, I will put on fancy clothes if we're doing a fancy thing. I don't necessarily want to go to Roost Chris because I don't want to put on fancy clothes like that, so I don't go there.
yeah, stay your ass out. There you go. Stay the hell out. So let's get it on with this review of Ready or Not 2. Very surprised they made one of these it just
And years later, because the first one came out 2019.
as a while ago. So before we get started, it's time for one word. One word is a segment where we just sum up our whole movie experience in one word. Tiff, what is your one word?
I'm gonna say believable. I know that sounds weird. I'm going to explain because it's not. This whole thing is fake. It's not like believable, like it could really happen. What I'm saying is
I'm,
believable as
I'm not
far as
sure.
like
I'm not so
what?
sure. I'm not so sure.
Well, I'm gonna say like
You got the Epstein class. That's all I was thinking about when I was
right,
looking at it. Man. I
believable
was
in the
like,
terms of like people who have that much wealth and power
yeah,
are not good people,
yeah,
but like also believable in the fact that like this movie, I was like, how are they going to like? Because the first, if you listen to the premise of this movie, it's ridiculous. Like the first movie, she draws the card, she gets the hide and seek card. That's the card that if you get that card, you're going to be sacrificed, or if you win, the family is sacrificed, right? Um, and I thought, how is it going to make sense to continue that plot? Because it was already ludicrous enough.
yeah.
Like, but I think they found a way to making it like immediately after the ending of the first one. It wasn't like, I loved that it did that instead of being like 4 years later and she's all like recovered.
If you were gonna do something, Tiff, you're right. It had to be something like this because it would have been, yeah, you'd have been like, oh, she got into another one. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, yeah.
But it makes but like I find that impressive when something is such a ludicrous premise
Mhm.
that you can set it up in a way that I'm like within the context of this cinematic universe, this makes sense because there's other pockets of other families that have this clause written in where like because they don't always draw the hide or seek card. It only happens like once. Like in the first movie, they explained that the last time it happened was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, I
So like
remember that.
it doesn't happen very often. So like the idea that like every time it happens, there's a shakeup. You could potentially become the seat
Right. Yeah.
is like interesting and believable as far as this ridiculous like the movie knows it's ridiculous. It's not trying to prove it's not ridiculous.
Right. Right.
So.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting take. So my one word is annoyed. Oh yes, 90% of people who saw this movie. I was so annoyed with parts of this movie. Now let me explain. I liked the first movie. I thought the acting was good. I mean, for what it was, it
Mhm.
was believable, and that's where a lot of the writing and acting and just I know it's fantasy, but you couldn't even pretend like this shit was serious, in some of the instances. And I'm not talking about the hunting and the death and all that stuff. I was totally fine with the first movie with that, totally fine with this one. My biggest problem with this damn movie was the sister. That whole relationship with the sister. One, you did not need it at all. Two, it was y'all couldn't even what was it, the writing or was it the acting or was it both? With these ladies supposed to be running for their lives and having these girl talk conversations in the middle of it. You know, they didn't even give a shit that they was out there being hunted. She was all just went through this thing and oh, if you get on my goddamn nerves, you know, that's why I laugh and they just like was so just their bickering was more so the focus of the goddamn hunt. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there like, they coming, they coming. One lady got a drone. You know, they coming, and they just like, oh, you on my nerves, Susie, and ooh, and I'm like, what the? I'm like, what's y'all ain't even gonna try to act like, you know, if there's peril. You know, they just didn't give a shit that they was being hunted, and then once they got into some shit, it was just like, you know, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight, and especially that whole sister thing. Anyway, let's go through.
I can see what you're saying there. I think that it tried to, because here's the thing. I want to talk about that too. I think they did try a little hard there because if you hate someone that much, like enough that you know what I mean? Like if the relationship was a little bit strange because like you either hate someone enough that you can't even work with them when you're both about to be murdered,
I mean, for
or
real.
you
Look, if
love
I
them
hate you, I'm
enough.
still gonna work with you. We getting the hell
Right,
out of
I
here.
don't want to die. I'm gonna need your help. We're stuck together.
Right.
But then of course, but then to like for like, but you obviously still love each other enough to just forgive each other during this extremely stressful time. So I'm
Yeah.
like, it
It was
felt like
all inconsequential. We are being hunted. I'm not. I don't care what we're not discussing. It don't even matter. I don't give a damn if I ain't seen you in 15 years. Guess what we doing? We
we're
run,
best friends.
run,
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 run.
run. Matter of fact, and if we are good friends, that might be a problem too. Because look, God damn it, I ain't dying for you. Come on, we gotta go. That sense of urgency that we are in peril for real made
Yes.
no sense to me, dude. You know who was in this movie too? That big old fella. That came in the hospital.
Yeah, the
I really like that
cocaine
guy.
guy.
I really like that guy as an actor. Everything
Who what is his name?
I forget his name all the time, but when I saw him in it, I was like, oh, okay, they got this
They're
fella in it.
stacking the cast. I liked so like speaking of so she it picks up right at the end of the first movie. She's sitting on the steps. They ask her what happened. She passes out. We don't know what happens next, but in this film we see that they take her to the hospital. And I like that they're like, and now you're going to go to jail because of course there's a house full of dead people and you're the only one alive. You're going to
So
be at least questioned.
they said it was two, right?
Yes, because they
I don't
haven't.
remember who the two people who weren't part of that. Was it the
I think
butlers?
there was maids. There was
Okay.
like maids and butlers, and at least two maids died.
Oh, did they? They was part of it too. I don't
Well,
remember.
what there was a coked out woman in the first one, and she killed two maids on accident.
Oh, okay.
She killed
Okay.
one maid and then another maid later.
They
See,
blamed her
that's
for
the
that.
kind of those are the kind of things that are humorous in the movie, where like it's dark comedy. There's funny things. I thought this movie was actually quite funny,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but
So
yes,
so it picks up. They did a really cool, no cut in the beginning with when she came out the house and laying on a gurney and all you could hear the stuff going around when they was trying to save her life and stuff like that. That was cool. So then you got this crabby old man. You got the twins, right? And he dies, and we don't know what we like. What? And so they explained that because they died, now this thing it's all up for grabs, but we don't really know what, right? So then they start showing all these people all over the
yes.
globe, getting the news, and that was cool too.
Mhm.
The dude has so much cocaine, it was crazy. I was like, wow, I haven't even seen cocaine on the screen in years, right? I was like, wow. And so they showed the different families, the Indian families, the Latino family, well, or uh, I don't even think they was Latino. They
From
were
Spain.
yeah, from Spain. It was Spaniards, actual Spaniards. Um, who else? They had Indian family.
There
Uh,
was a Chinese family,
oh yeah, well, yeah, her and her son, right?
and
And
then
then
there's
yeah,
that one weird weak wimpy guy in the robe. I don't know. I don't think they showed
he was
his.
a cousin. He was a cousin.
Okay, so he was there, and then I think is that it?
Might be.
There's
And you
only
had the
like
twins.
four families, five families.
And then you had the twins. So yeah. So that was cool. They setting up the big, that this is a bigger dynasty type of thing. They world building here, and I'm digging it. It's fine. Old boy comes to the hospital, shoots the cop. I'm like, she is so effed. That's all I'm thinking.
Right.
I'm like, now she a cop killer too. Shoots the cop, chase the, he's walking around the room, but and doing a hide and go seek thing, and then he explodes. I was like, damn, he didn't know that was gonna happen to that. I mean, that
I
got
think
me.
he was just so coked up was the
Oh,
idea
he,
that he
he
didn't
skipped to
care.
the end. Oh,
Yeah, because he said I don't care about the rules, but then he took the big bump of coke,
yeah,
and
that's
then he
true.
went and tried to kill her, and then as soon as that happened, he died. It didn't matter that he killed the cop, but as soon as he tried to kill her before the time.
So, Tiff, I'm supremely annoyed with this scene, right?
Mhm.
Right, because that's when we're introduced to the sister, who comes in, chewing her gum, and I'm just like, okay, damn, she's sister or not. I'm sorry, Tiff. I don't know how realistic this conversation was. I mean, y'all went straight to the bicker bullshit. This lady literally is handcuffed, shot, stabbed, all this shit. Don't it go away for a minute?
Yeah, just like 5 seconds of.
Do it go away for a minute? Look, we're gonna talk about what happened, but goddamn, what happened? Look at
Yeah, you
holy
guys,
shit.
it's serious. I understand. Like when you find out later what happened, I can see why that would cause a rift between sisters.
In the
But
middle
that,
of
but that
this,
being
hell,
said, not enough to like. I feel like there's certain things like that's part of the problem. I feel like there's certain things in your life, obviously, that kind of no matter what has happened, you realize like somebody might have done something to you that you don't want to talk to them anymore. You don't talk to them for a few years, and you find out that they're dying. So that changes stuff. You know what I mean? And so like for her to find out that her sister is like she's drenched in blood,
yeah,
or she was,
he
but
was.
it's all over her still because they barely cleaned her because she's in there and she's hooked up, and they find out, and she explains to her what happened, and she has to like just kind of swallow this what sounds like bullshit, and then she says you're gonna go to jail,
Yeah.
and she goes yeah.
So what gets me is I would probably only talk to my enemy who has wounded me. Like if somebody somebody I know who I hate murdered somebody, like one of my family, I could see walking in the hospital and be like, what you get, bitch? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is your sister. Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna let it go. I'm trying to let it go, Tiffany.
You're trying to let it
I'm trying to
go.
let
you're
it
trying
go.
to you're trying to allow it, McCoy.
I'm trying to allow it. It was rough, man. It was rough. I was like, wow. So now they on the run, right? So we think, nope. Dude comes in, gasses them,
Elijah Wood gets him.
and I'm like, wait a minute. This is a hospital. Them corridors are full of cameras, but we ain't gonna
But
say
I
nothing.
think the idea is that I
They're
think
they're that powerful. It
you're
wouldn't happen.
that powerful. You're
Yeah.
watching this movie and you know that you see you're like that wouldn't happen, that wouldn't happen. Of course it wouldn't happen. People wouldn't explode. But you like watch it and that's okay, these people have so much power. And I mean they're making a lot of commentary on what it means to have power.
Well, when he shut down the war, you
Yeah,
know,
he is like ceasefire is approved.
yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, they like that. Okay.
It's like what is that called? Like a
uh
cabal.
yeah, oligarchical cabal. Yeah, yeah, they own the world. They run the world. And so once that was known, that whole hospital thing was forgiven with me. With the just
Hmm.
getting away with it. I was like, okay, they own everything. They would just, people would just disappear. There was footage would just
Yeah, and
go.
like I feel like there's so many times in this movie. So like uh we cut back and forth because we get there escaping the hospital and then we are seeing what's happening with the families being set up for the hunt. And the twins are part like they killed their dad together. They smothered him with a pillow.
With thine permission.
Yes, he was like, "It's time, you little
Yeah.
turds." And you guys, if they hadn't killed that man, he would have been very mad at them, and he probably killed himself.
Well, here's the logic, right? So we find out later in the movie that you can sign if you want to get out, you can sign over your dowry or whatever, not your dowry, but all you have no power.
Yes, your power.
It goes to the next in line. So instead of him signing that, he just you know.
Well, like if there's still a lot, yeah, we've had, yeah. So like, yes, you can sign it away, but he's like, oh, I'm old, you'll kill me, and then because they're twins, they can compete at the same time.
He cared more about legacy. That's what he
Yeah,
cared.
he wants one of them to run.
And
So
I still say that was bullshit with the same time, Tiff. That was bullshit because one of them was born first. They all
right,
come out at the same time. That's some bullshit. And every twin will tell you who the oldest one is. So I was like,
right.
I guess I'll allow that one too, McCoy. I'm like, hey,
But they own a hotel, and I think that part of like or some resort or something like that where they're going to host the games, and they basically tell everyone who's staying there to get out, and they don't even give a shit if the people are mad about because they have so much power that like I this whole building could be like like explode and it wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? They're like,
with people in it with facing lawsuits,
yeah,
they wouldn't care. They wouldn't care. They had that much power and money. So they get there, and the one guy they got him tied up like Pulp Fiction style, you know, with Marcellus Wallace in the basement with the ball in his mouth, and he's like, he's calling them things, you know,
yes, things.
deliberately, purposely. They're not human beings to them. And these, you're in a room, Tiff, with some of the worst pieces of shit I didn't ever seen inside. You know, the in the in one room. You know, these people are there's no redeeming quality to any of them. You know, none. Um, you got the one kid playing PlayStation or something. You know, he don't
Yeah, I
even
think it's
care.
like a Switch or maybe a Steam Deck or
Yeah,
something like
he
that.
don't care about nothing. You got the little shitty kid that's trying his best to do his fives impression. You know, like he's older.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
yeah. And I'm like, yeah. You got the Indian guys who like got that's just so flamboyant and everything and they dressing and stuff like that. And they all hate each other, but they all on this council. They all hate each other. They hate each other's guts. And I thought it was interesting that the rule is whenever your family came in is a weapon, the weapon tree that you can use. At that time. So like the High Council twin, she had an old musket, right? Musket pistol.
yeah.
And one guy had a sniper rifle. They had different stuff. I thought that was cool. And just so the hunt begins. I was surprised that it was going to start outside. Because I figured they would have just tore up the hotel and stuff. But started outside, and the bickering starts. Tiff. This is where you
This
lose.
is when it starts.
This is where it like gets heavy, right? It's like no danger. Anyway, I'm gonna skip all that. So they take care of their first person. Dude can't shoot that gun and save his life, right? The sniper.
Yes.
I thought that was realistic. I was like, right. People think you
Because
can just pick
yes,
that
that
shit
makes
up
sense.
and
Like you might have some skill with it, but that like since this is like a once in every third generation maybe's purview to do this, like they wouldn't necessarily have the training and skills to use these
yeah, he ain't
materials.
out there shooting no damn guns. He could just afford that gun. That's all that was. He went around there, 50 caliber, shooting that thing all over the place. Can't hit nothing to save his life. Now, they did something like the lady took the musket and she shot the drone out of the sky. But then when she saw
Yes.
the girls, she couldn't shoot them big old targets. I was like, okay, try not to tear it down, Montego. Try not to tear it down.
There are a lot of I will say in this movie a lot of places where you're like, no way, they would already have died many times by
Okay,
this point.
so here's my fundamental problem with what's happening here now, Jeff. So the 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 Indian gentleman comes in and he gets it, right? He drops a machete. And they thought it was more important to get the goddamn phone out of his pocket, let him out of there, which I wouldn't. He would have just cooked.
Yeah.
But you don't pick up the machete. You don't pick. They're not. Now she did this in the first movie. She was gathering every hunter gathering, right? And she
Yeah.
killed somebody. She grabbed a shotgun, killed her, grabbed that, grabbed a knife, grab. This one, she was just like they was just like, oh yeah, some machete back there. We don't care, And I'm like, we just want to bicker. And I'm like, the bicker. The only time they really did that is when she picked up the sword. When
Yes.
the lady. And I'm like, wow, y'all just y'all just gonna whoop ass. They beat up the sister and brother, right?
Yes. They
Didn't
like
even take
do
the
like
back.
there was a little bit yes. I think there was a little bit of like there's a gun, I'm gonna run rather than try to get this
Yeah,
material. Try to
I mean,
escape. Make it till
I love
dawn.
it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I love it in
Mhm.
movies like this when they like they become the hunters. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
which kind of happened with her in the first movie. You know, like become a look. They just people, and they
Which
just
I think,
idiots.
I know that like I think that the tension between the sisters is like maybe not as necessary, but I understand why they brought the sister in, because I think at this point Grace would have given up. Like she just wouldn't care anymore and was just like, just because she said, just kill me.
I
It's just a put an
I
insert
would
there. But
agree.
what I'm saying
I would agree.
is that I
Good point.
think it also acts as a more of a hindrance. Like,
Motivation.
right, I can't stay. I can't take the risk of getting this weapon because you are also here. So they also get their handcuffs. They're handcuffed together, so they get those chopped off at
Yeah.
by some steel grinder or something like that. I don't know what it was.
It was a knife sharpener. Yeah,
Oh,
a
okay,
grinder.
so
Yeah. I mean, they use those in like places to sharpen knives and to do stuff. So that was fine too. That
right,
was
yeah, right. So they got free,
yeah.
and then they kill the guy, and so then so this is where some of the humor comes in, right?
Okay.
The second guy is supposed to go in. So like how it works is you get killed, the next person who's in your lineage goes on
Yeah.
stage, or in like so they want the guy, the Indian guy's brother. They want him to
What
go into the
kind of
fray.
coward this dude was. I mean,
He was like, "No, not me."
dude,
So like,
just fucking wander. You don't even have to go walk away from them. You don't even have to engage.
right,
Right?
like the guy, he could, because the one guy was participating, but he was just in the room.
Yeah.
Like, so he's like, "No, I'll give everything to my wife, and then my wife will be the head of the household, and she will," which comes back later to bite him in the ass, but she will be in charge and whatever.
Oh, wait
So
a
then
minute.
she goes out.
Yeah, she gets away.
She'll die when the sun comes up as well.
Yeah, because she was part of the game.
Right,
Yeah,
because she's the head of the household now. But
yeah.
I think that's what she was saying. She was like, "Ooh," she was like, "You're gonna fucking regret this. I'm gonna make you regret this," is basically what she says. We don't know what she means by that
So
until
that was a
later.
cool scene when she drove the gate down and just kept going. I was like, you ain't never seen that before.
And she's
You ain't-
laughing the whole time that she's
Yeah,
like driving in that SUV. Pretty fantastic.
yeah, you never seen
Um,
that in a movie before, so I was like, all right, that was a good
I just love
one.
it. That's why some of this movie is actually genuinely really funny. Like when they keep exploding on them and stuff like that as well. So and she's like, "How?" She's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Well, I haven't. I just don't know how to deal with being combusted on several times."
Kept happening too. Mouths are open and shit. I'm like, ooh.
Yes, just being all over the place. And so we find out the Asian woman has like is telling them, what are these
There's
people?
a
Because there's so
there's a
many
le-
characters in this movie
there's
that
a
there's a
legal clause.
loophole.
Yeah, loophole. Yeah.
If you marry someone who's part of the one of the head families, then the game will end, and they will be the head of they'll be the chair, and she can just leave. She doesn't have to like do anything. That was the deal she was trying to make. All you have to do is like human sacrifices and do the satanic rituals that they all participate in. And she was like,
Yeah, that's your life. Yeah,
I
you're
can't do
you're
that.
gonna be stringing up somebody, hunting somebody one day or
Right. And at this
that.
point, you
Yeah.
know that when you die, you're going to go straight to Hades.
Oh yeah, you're cooked. There is no
I mean,
heaven for you, my friend.
the hell is the devil is already there, looking at you, saying, "Yeah,
Your ass
see
is
you
cooked.
soon."
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, "I just don't want to sell my soul like that." And this is another. These are like this movie, silly, ridiculous. Yes, we understand that, but there's these subtle layerings of like, yeah, I could. You're like, people with a lot of money who don't give a shit about the environment or other people. I have like sold their souls, essentially, is what they're saying. She's saying like, I could never do that to someone else. They're very much of the everyman. They're representative of the everyman. And so she uses her sword to kill that other guy, and then they both explode. The guy with the machine gun,
So
or I mean
that
the
was
sniper rifle.
pretty good. The way they had that accident happen, it wasn't like slapstick. I was like, that was
Yeah.
fine for me. I was like, that was cool. But she sure did blow up that Jack.
And then see the other thing that's like, so you're wondering what's funny about this movie. Then they show back to the the
Oh,
fucking
and
room where
Elijah Wood's character,
the son's just playing
he
the
gets the
switch,
book.
and he's like, and everyone's like sort of like sliding behind stuff, and he goes, what's happening? And he goes, "Poof," right? He just
Yeah,
explodes. So
yeah.
there's like some definite humor baked in here, and then
Okay,
we get
okay. I can see that. It still
right,
didn't
and
make
there's
me
like
laugh.
tons of moments like that. I think that are
Yeah.
just it's supposed to be funny. I think it's supposed to be more funny than it's supposed to be scary.
Wasn't
So
scary. Wasn't
no,
scary.
no.
Nothing about this movie was scary. Um,
Um,
so it gets kind of grim, you know. She keeps getting injured. Sister is taking no damage, right? She's getting
yes,
shot, shrapnel, and the big pin in the
the
arm,
pin in the arm.
which she wouldn't even be able to move that sucker. I'm like,
Ooh-wee.
oh, you gonna fight now with it now,
Also, like, don't take that out. Do not take that out. You're gonna bleed to death. You know what I mean? Like most of the time, you like break that off. You leave it in. But I
unless you know it's
guess
clean, clean, clean. But
yeah, you wouldn't know that there. You have to, but I get it. We're watching this very silly plotted movie.
well,
Um,
yeah, I just didn't. I knew it when it happened. Though I said, "What? She gonna probably be like wielding a knife and fighting and shit after this
well,
with the pen, you know." And like, you forgot all about the pen,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So the sister, so that's what happens. They're fighting the twins because that's after the other wife blows through the gates, and they're like, and she's
Yeah,
like, just go. But then she comes back, you know, and when she's going back, or they take the. She thinks the sister's missing or whatever, right? She thinks the sister went. I don't know,
well,
but she finds the guns.
she fights the one lady first. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, she fights the
Okay, so
girl
the
next
other, so
girlfriend.
when the dad dies, the daughter subs in, and she was originally engaged to
Oh, she was
this
crazy as hell.
this
Right,
girl's
last movie, yeah,
husband, from the
husband.
last movie,
Yeah,
and so she puts on a wedding dress as well, and
psycho.
they have a fight in the reception area where there was a wedding. So there's a lot of like really funny little layers they do in this movie. At the resort, there was a wedding. They kicked them out.
Yeah,
So now they do a lot of fighting in the wedding reception area. They're both blinded by the pepper spray that
yeah,
she
yeah,
has on her,
yeah.
and they're fighting with each other. Which, by the way, I don't think that pouring water in your eyes would let you. I think
Milk,
with that much pepper spray, you're
milk.
gonna need
Yeah,
milk, and then you're also gonna need to like probably lay down for a long time.
it's some
Okay,
rough stuff. I've been trained with it before.
yeah,
Way back in the day, it
it's a
was
lot.
awful. You know, it was awful.
So there's
Uh,
just no way that either one of them would be seeing jack shit.
yeah, well, but I'm glad, you know, because at first I was like, when they showed their vision and the reason they couldn't see each other, I was like, okay, fine. You know,
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
don't act like, you know, you just wipe off pepper spray. You're like,
And you're
oh,
like,
now I'm good.
yeah,
You
now it's on.
know?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
both suffering and they're kind of like flopping around, and there's some humor there too. But then
hey,
she
so
gets away.
here's
Yeah,
another instance though, Tiff. She clowns her with the keyboard once. You ain't
yeah,
gonna
that's
break
gonna be
her.
repetitive.
You ain't gonna break her goddamn neck or do something.
Yeah,
What are
yeah.
you doing?
They are after
She
you.
shot a rocket at you backwards. And you're just like, yeah, one crying, yeah, now she's knocked out. Yeah. Oh, what are you doing? Anyway, so that's the stuff I got problems with. Like, man, you're not finishing nobody or nothing. These people
Okay,
are never gonna stop.
I will say though that like she goes to the guardhouse eventually and she gets the gun.
Yeah,
And when
I would
she's
have
like,
started with that. I would have
yeah,
started
but I
with
don't think she knew that it was there. So when she sees it, she's like, hell yeah.
it's
So
a guard check.
she
It was
takes everything out. I didn't know that
it
that
was right
was in
there.
there.
Okay,
So
fair enough. Fair
she
enough.
gets in there, she gets it out
Fair enough.
because she sees it, and then she goes back. And I love the fact that that lady is like, "Okay, bitch." She doesn't even get to say bitch because she's just like, "Poof, poof," and then
Yeah.
she double taps her.
Yeah, she
She
did.
like on the ground and she just like gets her again to make sure she's dead.
Yeah, that was
And
satisfying.
I'm like, heck yeah,
So
because like
why the change of attitude now? Now everybody getting double tapped. You
I
know?
think that she gets to a point in like she did in the other movie as well, where she's like, but she should have already been there because she's already gotten to that point in the other movie.
It
But
was
she's
just
like,
last night.
right, it
Why
was
did
just
you
yesterday.
change?
But yeah, because she screams and stuff too, and she's like really pissed off. But then it turns out that like,
She just wasted bullets now because she shoots the locks off.
yeah, like, and she shoots it a lot,
Yeah, I'm
but
like,
she thinks her sister is in that room
I get
because
it.
she knows they're in there. But then it turns out that like they're not. She's not in there.
Yeah, I guess she's just raging at this point because
She's
I'm
raging.
like, count your bullets, count your bullets, count your bullets. She had a whole bandolier too, so I'm like, she
Right.
got.
That's what I wondered too. I was like, where did those go? But then this is when she tells the Titus, the older brother, she's like, uh, hey, if we get married,
Yeah, he chases her into the.
you will be the chair, because she knew she could bait him
Yeah,
because he was already
but
wanting to be the chair and his sister thought he was stupid.
before that though, Tiff, they really went deep with the brutal beating of the sister in that hallway,
How
yo.
did she survive?
I'm like, y'all
She's
kind of
so she's very small, and like you guys, it's like the kind of punching and hitting that's like internal hemorrhage.
yeah. I'm like, y'all somebody kind of sadistic with this damn movie at this point. I was like, this shit is going on way too long for me or my taste, you know. And the sister
Yeah,
comes
it went
and
on and
crazy.
on, and like I honestly was like, it's almost like she's deceased, like she's deceased.
Yeah, she wouldn't have been
And
walking, standing up there with that dress.
no, I mean, like you
Yeah,
guys, it's not just like he's not just punching her, which would maybe even be enough. He like
helping her, kicking
throws
her.
her
Oh,
against the wall and stuff.
yeah.
It's a lot.
It was a lot. It was too much for me.
Um,
I was like, okay, we get it. He's
he's a
unhinged.
bad
Yeah,
person.
he's terrible. So then, she's getting married, and he breaks his sister's goddamn neck.
Which why? Because you were already going to be the chair.
Well, I guess
And I do think that that's the point in the movie because in the first movie you find out that there's not a problem with killing family members because somebody kills a family member in the first one and nothing happens. But
okay.
like in this one, you can't kill someone else's family member, like we had learned with the knife and the whatever.
Right.
But killing your own family member is okay. So
Yes.
like she kills him, and that's just a little bit set up for us so that if even maybe you haven't seen the first one or whatever, then we know that later when that thing happens, we're like, okay,
Yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
anyway, she says it anyway. Which, if you were willing to be a little bit more like relying on people to come to your movie educated, or even just be able to pick up contextual clues, you would be like, she could just say that without him having to even kill her because we would have realized it from the first movie that killing family members is inconsequential.
Assuming you saw the first movie, because sometimes people are
Right.
jump
Sometimes
on
you go.
the
That's
hype.
what I'm saying. Like,
Yep. So it was heavy handed for me when he said that, and I was like, oh, so she is gonna go through in my
right.
mind, she's gonna marry him, and then she's gonna
Right.
murder him, and so now we have this sadistic sadist like
Like a
wedding.
Satan wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dark too. I'm like, they about to sacrifice a goat. They got
They're
a
going to
bunch of
kill the goat.
shit down there, and a bunch of goop, and
They're
you
going to throw him in the human soup.
and the kiss, you know, I'm like, so they wanted to really show you he was bad because I wasn't even the kiss. I don't.
Yeah.
That's a thing to him, is what he was saying. Now she
Yeah.
got all the power. He murders the sister. He's punch drunk with stuff. And boy, she gets him. She prison shanks his ass
Yeah.
like nobody's, like she's on an
I
episode of Oz.
you
I'm
guys,
like,
if
ooh,
you
ooh,
want if
ooh,
you want
ooh,
some
ooh,
like relief,
ooh.
like if you want to feel catharsis for that all her whole treatment during the whole movie, she stabs his ass so many times
Yeah, that was well
and then
done.
throws him in the pit.
Yeah, with that sharpened
Like
pen.
thorns and
Well,
stuff.
no, it was that pen. That's what she was shanking him
Yes, she's
with.
sharp. She's
Yeah,
hitting him with the pin,
yeah. She
and
shanked the
then
shit out of him, yo. It was like Oz. It was like watching like one of those prison movies. He's like in the shower. He just
and
couldn't.
then and
He
then
didn't
she's
know what was
like,
happening.
and then she's like, and now like they explain it, but she's like, now I've got all the power. And she's like, and then she's all these loopholes. She's like, what? And then she asks the Elijah Wood character who's called the lawyer. I think I saw that while I was looking
Yeah,
through here.
yeah.
It like, is that like what? Like now, like, can I just renounce my power? What happens then? And he's like, there's like nothing about this in here. So just yeah, I guess you can. And then he's like, then what happens? Well, like they got to do something by so whoever has the ring on by dawn will be. And they're like, whoever. And they're like, yeah, whoever. So all those servants in there are like,
Yeah, that big creepy ass
yeah,
lady.
that lady
My
who was
God,
like,
Jesus. I was like,
I
that's
was like,
the
I kind of thought, I
name.
almost thought I would see her wearing the ring at the end.
See, what I like though is when like, so the stupid little kid who picked up those guns and started shooting, uh, he jumps in first,
Hmm.
yeah, and so that ring, I think you wouldn't even be able to see it, with all that.
No, no.
I think it would have sunk to the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And he jumps in. They all start jumping in, and the lawyer is loving this, which I thought was hilarious. He's just sitting there like, look at these monsters, like he secretly hates them just as much as
Yeah,
they
yeah,
hate his
like they
ass.
all are just like, fuck these guys. So they people are like, it just slowly shows them like killing each other, jumping in the pit, dragging each other into the pit. Yes, Elijah Wood's always doing great work. I agree. Like,
Yeah, I thought he was my
especially,
favorite character. It was those subtle smiles, like especially when
yeah,
they started
he's
going at,
like
at it
those
with each other.
smiles.
He was like, look at this shit. I'm like, yeah. Now that was funny to me. I think I did smile and grin on that, and Then, Tiff, holy shit, they start exploding. Oh, it was something, right? You
Just
just
like
like,
out of the hole.
and he did the thing again when he go behind the thing and he crouches down.
Just
He knows,
crouches on that
he
lectern.
knows,
Yeah.
he
Um,
knows, right? But
the
then the
one
dude comes out. I renounce my
I lived,
throne.
I lived,
Yeah,
and then he explodes too.
I wonder
Because
why
they
he
got
exploded.
because just for comedy. Well, because he's also still a part of the family, I think, not the head of the family. So like,
Yes,
but
yes,
and I think the reason why he explodes is because they got away clean now. But then it's a final funny for because now they're covered in blood again because they weren't covered in blood, but then he explodes on them, and then
yeah.
they're covered in blood again.
And so you think
Um,
old girl in the SUV, her ass is exploded somewhere.
yes, wherever she is, she has exploded.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So those parts of the movies that we were just sitting here chuckling about, that's I did like that about the movie.
Hmm.
I hated the bickering. I thought the bickering was so unrealistic, and I know
Which
it's
I'm
not a real
sorry, guys, we
movie.
didn't tell you why. Which was that she they were in a foster home.
Yeah,
They were foster kids,
yeah,
and her sister. I think it was a bad situation, somewhat. Her sister, the older sister, leaves
yeah.
to get because she's got a scholarship opportunity in New York. Um, and her sister was like, "Well, you could have brought me with you." And she said, "I couldn't have taken care of you. I didn't have anything to give, like to take care of you with." And she's like, "I could have gotten a job." So it's just like she's felt abandoned or she was abandoned.
This whole thing was the plot of the movie. You know, that it's supposed to be the subplot, but they made it the whole thing. I'm sitting there like, even with the explanation, I did not care, Tiffobot. I didn't care. I didn't care. Just get to the action. Let's just do what we do. That whole thing was just it was so too unrealistic for me. I was just like, man, y'all don't give a shit about the shit that y'all was going through with these people chasing you with bazookas and sniper rifles and exploding barbecue grills and all kind of shit. Y'all just ugh.
I had a great time. I enjoyed it. I didn't mind it that much. I will say that it might be hard for me to say how annoying I would have felt about it because I was too busy being fucking annoyed by these people who were next to me. Like insane behavior, just absolutely insane. They did walk out. They take the goat with them. She's got the goat. She's got the sword.
I'm glad she addressed the fact that she's like, what are you gonna do with that goat? I don't know. You know,
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't
let it
know.
free, right? Y'all was right, just set him free. You know, eat grass and shit, right? I wouldn't have took that sword. You know, not that it could be traced, but it got blood on it.
But
From some,
yeah, but also like, what are you planning on killing more people or like what's that for?
well, maybe we're stupid because they did just come after her after they
That's
walked away
true.
the day
That's
before.
true.
You know,
Who knows who's next? Because like as we don't know if someone became the chair. I would
exactly.
assume that like the position stays open until
They got some
whenever.
people somewhere. They got people somewhere. I'm sure
Right.
they got people somewhere.
Right. I feel like, and I think who knows, this movie doesn't seem like it's successful enough comparatively with the cost and the what it's made to make a third one, but I could certainly see them doing it if it was successful because you're right. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
need to see a third one. I think a second one was enough.
Well,
Maybe even
the way they tied it in was real. It was real enough to
right.
make
But if
sense.
there's a third one, I think I would be a little exhausted from the idea that it could keep going. Because if it's going to keep going, then it's never going to end.
Or they might do something stupid like there's such a power vacuum in the world that the world is going to literal hell. You know, and the movie is semi loosely based on the hunt. You know what I'm saying? Because
Sure.
shit is just so bad, and you know,
Yes. So like kind of like how 10 Cloverfield Lane is a Cloverfield
yeah, yeah,
sequel, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not the same type
yeah.
of movie.
I would think you would have to do something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
You know, to not just be stupidly ridiculous. You know, because the whole
Right,
thing is just
right. I
ridiculous.
could
But
actually find that to be quite believable, honestly, if they did that. Like Ready or Not 3 World War or something like
yeah,
that.
some shit like that, right? Because all the all the Epstein people is gone all at once, which I wish could happen in real life. You know, gone, all of them, including the one in the White House. Anyway, so so we came to do the damn thing and we got it done. But I'm the host of Fans of Patrol. My name
Oh,
is
coffee in my
Montego.
mouth.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm the host of Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego. With me is my wonderful co-host, Miss Tiff. Say goodbye to the people, Tiff.
It has been a pleasure as always.
Yes, indeed. And then next week we're doing Zazzy Beats, whatever that's called.
Yeah, they will kill you.
they will kill you, and hopefully the movie don't kill me and have a and don't nobody's bickering in it.
I mean,
So
I don't. I think it's just her. I think she's the only person on her side, so nobody to bicker with.
wonderful.
So you get to see Zazie Beats, and you get to see no bickering. I think that's a win-win.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, man, um, that's it. That's all. Until next week, we will be on
On
patrol.
Patrol.